Hey everybody, Zach with IT Career Questions, and I am just doing a quick live video. Not really sure how long this one will be. Maybe not too long. It depends on if we get anybody chit-chatting away with me. So, right now I'm currently exporting the second, or would this be third technically, um, server 2016 video. And that video that I'm doing right now is we installed Active Directory, the Active Directory role. We promoted our server to the domain controller, and that was pretty much it in that video. So knocked those two things out, and in the next coming video, and I haven't even started yet. I have not even started recording it yet because I've been really, really busy the last week. Um, the next video is going to be talking about the OU structure. Active Directory is something that I really like. I really enjoy doing the Active Directory things. So I think the next video is really going to be figuring out that structure to an OU and trying to explain that. So we will basically um, pretend that our server is in a business environment and we're all inside of that business, and we'll talk about where different areas lie inside of an OU. So it'll make more sense when I actually do the video. I have it all kind of planned out in my head how I want to do it. So it's just taking what's in my head and actually laying it out. That mostly, the first part of that video will mostly be talking about how the structure is going to be. And then the second part to the Active Directory OU stuff will be more of the this is how you create the OUs and this is how you place them type of things. So I don't want to make all of these videos like super long. That's not really what I like to do. There's lots of videos out there pretty much doing the same thing that I'm doing, which is fine. You guys can definitely go check those out. I encourage it. It's fine. I'm going to try to structure all my videos like 10 minutes or less. I don't really want them to be too crazy long because it just gets boring kind of after a while. So breaking it up is a little bit better for me. Kind of maybe sucks for you guys a little bit because then you have to wait sometimes. But yeah, the next video we will talk about the OU structure for Server 2016, and then we'll go to part two of that OU structure, which is actually setting up that OU. As I just kind of said, I just got done exporting the video actually that I'm editing. I think I'll just publish it tonight probably, since I'm right here doing it. Might as well put it out tonight. I'm gonna move some things around here. Give me a second here. Move that over there. Let's do, there we go. There we go. That's fine. I'm gonna open up VirtualBox here, and we're gonna chit chat about it just a little bit. We turn this on. Do normal start, and I'm gonna actually need to start looking at this video that I just exported and pull a thumbnail from it. So while the server 2016 is loading here, what you guys, as soon as I get logged into it, we'll kind of talk about what you're going to see in the next video, and then partly what you'll see moving forward. Man, this video exported like crap. The bad quality. If you guys are watching this, I apologize for the bad quality in the next video. It's not as crisp as I like it to be. That's for sure. So this next video is 5 minutes and 59 seconds long, so that's not terrible. I can live with that. What I can't live with, though, is video quality. That's freaking terrible. Anyway, yeah, still waiting for this VM to load. I don't know if I talked about it in the other video. I think I did. My computer that I'm running VirtualBox on is pretty old. It's like 4 or 5 years old or something like that, and it only has like 8 gigs of RAM. It's, oh my gosh, this is terrible. I do not spend enough time on my Windows machine. I will tell you that right now. I do not at all. I do not really enjoy it anymore. Here, that's what I'm running on this stupid machine right here. So it's pretty old. I think it's about 4 years old or so. AMD, bleh. It's not the best. It definitely needs to be upgraded, but like I said, I don't spend enough time on my Windows machine to really care. Alright. Get logged in. Yeah, I put a capital in there. There you go. If you guys have any questions while I'm talking about this, feel free to ask away. I'm here for you guys. That's what I'm here for. Sorry, I'm trying to find a thumbnail for this next video. And of course, this takes forever to log in. Just going to pull that thumbnail. It's random. I like to just pretty much, I like to try to pick random thumbnails the best that I can on some of my videos where I'm making kind of a ridiculous face. Just because whatever. Shaw Jefferson. I prefer my Mac over Windows, which is something, if you would have asked me that like 2 years ago, I would have said, screw the Mac. But last year actually last May, I went full time on a Mac. I love it. It works great. I've not had one issue with it at all. Running slow, doing stupid things, everything just works. It's great for video editing. It's great for lots of things, really. Like I said, haven't had a problem with it. I don't do a lot of gaming, so I can care less about that portion of it. It just runs great. It's really solid. It's a really, really solid machine. You know, it is pricey. That's definitely the one thing that turned me off from the Macs initially, is the cost of them. But I will say that if you pick this up compared to most other laptops that you will find out there in the world, it's just solid. Just feels great. And that goes for the MacBook Air too. I bought my first MacBook last May, and then back in July, I bought a MacBook Air because my fiance would always steal my MacBook Pro. So I got her a MacBook Air because I was sick of her stealing my Mac. It's not very nice. Anyway, this finally loaded. I'm going to minimize this. So in the video that I just got done exporting right now, and that I'll put out tonight, because why not? We talked about Active Directory. Here's Active Directory right here. So you guys, if you're watching right now, and most people will probably watch this video after the real video comes out. You guys will see like an archive of this, or whatever. So here's Active Directory, users and computers. If you are not familiar with Active Directory, users and computers, when you go out into the real world in a business environment, I would say 95% of the time, if not more, there's still businesses that run like Novell and shit like that. Sorry, don't mean to swear. Still run old technology. It happens. Maybe it's probably more than 95%. I don't know. I'm not going to give precise percentages here. Pretty much everybody runs Active Directory to manage their users, and it's I don't know, it's great. The functionality of it and the way that it works, I find it to be really well. I haven't seen anything else that really compares to it. Novell is kind of similar to it, but that's really old technology anyway. But yeah, this is like the bread and butter to user management as far as I'm concerned. So, in my opinion. So here we go. Active Directory, the knownworld.local. That is what I named this or the domain that we're on. So going forward, when I create a new server, which we'll talk about in videos like way down the road, I'm sure. When we create a new server or a new virtual machine, whether that's like a Windows 7 virtual machine or just a regular Windows 10 virtual machine, we will join that to this domain. So we'll kind of talk about that again at some point. But knownworld.local is the name of my domain. And again, in the video that I'll publish here in a little bit, as soon as I can multitask here and make the thumbnail and upload it, and put all the tags on it, and try to talk to you guys during this live stream. I don't know. I'd say it's probably going to be up like in an hour or so. So bear with me because I'm trying to go in between two things here. I apologize. This again was like on the whim type of live video, which I tend to do randomly at times, often. Another thing I could really talk about in the meantime is the fact that I have to give away this this skull again, because unfortunately the person that did win this was not 18 years old or older. They were younger than 18, so I couldn't send it to them. That was one of the rules and stipulations of my giveaway. You have to be 18 years or older or you don't win. Sorry. That's like a total womp womp, but have to follow the rules. That's the way that it goes. Shoot. Yeah. If anybody else has any questions at all while I'm doing this, let me know. I'll get back to this portion of it, the Active Directory thing, in a minute here. I really want to get this thumbnail made so that I don't have to screw with it all night, because I promise you it's not fun. It's easy, but it's not fun. How about that? It could be worse. Let's see. So ask me questions to keep me occupied in the meantime while I try to get this stupid thumbnail edited. It's driving me insane right now. I'm almost done. Promise. Promise, promise, promise. Darn it. It's taking a lot longer. Should I study server 2012 or 2016? Seeing how server 2016 isn't really officially out yet all the way, server 2012 is fine to start off with. A lot of places aren't going to be going to the server 2016 right away anyway. So server 2012 is a perfect starting point. You could even go back to server 2008 because there's still a lot of places that run server 2008. Although that will be phasing out here in the next few years. But even server 2008 will give you a good idea of servers or the Windows server structure. But you can get a technical preview of server 2012 still, and learn with that. That's good. They're very similar. I mean, they're really similar. The server 2012 has more of the Windows 8 type of look and feel to it, which is complete garbage. And 2016 obviously has more of the Windows 10 look, which is a little bit better. Yeah, 2012, you can definitely start there. You can YouTube lots of videos on server 2012 because that's been out for a long time. And you can definitely get lots of great information from people out there about 2012. I don't want this to look too busy. I don't want to have lots of Windows things on here. I'm not gonna use that one. All right, sorry. I'm just exporting my thumbnail right now for the server. I'm gonna call it server 2016 active AD. It's got an AD. When somebody says AD, I know they mean Active Directory. And I'm gonna start uploading the video, and then we'll get back to the Active Directory portion on the screen right now. Let me get this upload started. Here we go. Uploading. And go here. Thumbnails. All right. Back to this video, or back to my live stream. Again, if you guys have any questions in the meantime, feel free to ask in the chat. I'm more than happy to answer whatever I can for you guys while I'm talking about this. I'm letting the Active Directory / domain controller video upload right now. It's actually really close to being done. I forgot that I upgraded my internet service, so it's like much faster. This thing uploaded. The 6-minute video uploaded in like 25 seconds or something. I'm sure it's a relatively small video anyway. But anyway, in the video that I'm uploading right now to my YouTube channel that should be available very shortly, I'm going to have to title it, tag it, write a description for it. So I'll probably do that in the meantime while I'm on the live stream with you guys. So I'll be cutting back and forth to that. We talked about Active Directory, and we promoted our virtual server to a domain controller, which is great. We're just getting the basis to start doing the Active Directory stuff, where we will talk about the OU structure, and this is what we mean by OU structure here. And again, I'm going to have to really explain this all in a video, in our next video that I'm going to do, where we will really determine how we are going to use Active Directory, where we'll pretend we're in like a business environment, and we will basically start creating some new OUs for everything. So it's like I said, I haven't even started making that video yet, so it's a little ways off. Hoping I'm going to get to that one this weekend. It shouldn't be too bad, because the first video is really just discussing how a business would set up in their Active Directory. So Active Directory is managing users, it's managing computers. You can manage some groups, so you can have different groups having access to different servers, applications, things like that. And then the Active Directory things and stuff like that not necessarily ties in with group policy, but they do things, I don't want to say similar because it's not technically similar, but the way that you can utilize both of them and functions that work well together. How about that? They work really well together. So we'll talk about group policy down the road for sure, because that's going to be a fun video. But I mean, quickly in this one, what we could do is, if we were just going to use Active Directory right out of the box, all of our computers in our environment, and this is going beyond probably what most of you will know if you're not familiar with Active Directory. When you have a business environment that's utilizing Active Directory, if we were to use this straight out of the box, we have all of our computers joined to our domain, which our domain is this known world.local. So you have all of the computers in your environment joined to this domain. So every computer in your environment is joined to the known world.local domain. So they're all talking to each other, right? They're all talking to this domain controller, every computer on the network, on the domain, right there. If we were going to use this Active Directory straight out of the box, all of our computers would go into the computers OU. So in here, you would see basically computer names. And if you were in a business environment, most of the time they have like some kind of naming scheme for all of their computers. So again, in the next video I'll be doing, we can talk a little bit about the naming scheme, how things like that work, and just so you guys have an idea of how businesses are run. So any computer would basically go in the computers OU. If you have multiple domain controllers, they would obviously go in this domain controllers OU, and you can see that Westeros, which is the server right here. Westeros is the name of the server. Westeros is a domain controller, so it's in the domain controllers OU. So here's some other things that we're not really gonna touch on at any point in time at all. Not for a long time. I don't mess with that stuff. Users, again, if we were to just purely use Active Directory out of the box, which you never do, all your new users would go in here. But typically, if we were to basically structure this off, I would right-click on the known world.local, and I would go to new, and then I would go to organizational unit. That's what OU stands for, if you were not aware. Organizational unit. And new OU, and we can name it, and I'm just going to name this one test. And there we go. Now we have a test OU. So say if I wanted to test different policies, test different groups, throwing different users in groups, throwing different computers in groups. I could throw everything in a test OU where it's not going to necessarily affect my production network. Again, some of this stuff is going beyond what most of you may know already jumping into Active Directory. So if I'm going beyond what you know, just let me know. Kind of all over the place a little bit right now because I don't have this all structured in my head the way that I want it to. But I promise you it will make sense once I do the first video. Because like I said, we'll talk about creating a test business. So we'll make up our mock business and what we do in that video. So if you guys have any ideas on what we want to call our business or what our business does, it doesn't necessarily have to deal at all with like technology period. It could be a business that simply makes t-shirts, and they have like a huge warehouse, and they have 200 computers in their warehouse that help manage their inventory or something like that. And then they have a sales floor, and in the sales floor they have 50 computers. So you have 50 users on the sales floor on these 50 computers. And then say they have a technology department for this t-shirt business. And they have 10 people in their technology department, and then they have secretaries, and so there's all these different OUs basically that I mentioned. So you'd have your top level, which would be basically the top level. I would say is going to be the known world.local. Under that, you could have something like I have to really think about it because I don't want to blow it way out of proportion here. Under the known world.local, we would have we could call it really whatever we want. We would just have to know what it's called. We would just create a new OU that would basically be we can call it production. I mean that's something that we could definitely call it. We can just create a new OU called production. And then under production, we would have, we could call it IT. So we have our IT department. And then under production, we can make another OU and call it sales. And we can have another OU, and we can call it, oh, we can have like a security. We have a security team. They have their own computers. We can do something like that. So basically production, the production folder would contain every single computer and user in our environment that, I just lost my train of thought. I probably should go to bed or something. I'm tired. Under production, we will have all of our users and computers under each specific OU. So under production, we have each folder which states, okay, we have IT. So our IT department, every user and computer in our IT department is going to go into the IT OU. Every person and computer in the sales department is going to go in the sales OU. And the same goes for security. So we can basically start drilling down and really determining each of our different departments in our business, and making sure that we have all the computers and everything and all the users in that group. And that helps us structure everything correctly. Down the road, we'll really talk about the group policy stuff and how we can apply things like that. But basically, for IT, we could set up some groups in the IT OU where we can have access to everything. We have access to every single share on the network. Basically, from there, it'll make more sense once I start pumping out these videos. I'm doing a terrible job of explaining it right now because I'm trying to do it on the fly. But you'll see stuff like that. Right now, I'm going to just get this video uploaded. This has been like a terrible example of what I'm trying to talk about. So I apologize. Probably delete this video. But if you guys have questions right now, let me know. I'm more than happy to answer whatever you guys have for me. Right now, I am going to start titling the video I'm going to upload, and we'll get it uploaded. And domain controller setup. Yeah, any questions you guys have, let me know. I'm just going to be typing away. I'm writing the description right now. Don't feel shy to ask questions. You can ask whatever you would like, and I will try my best to answer it. Hey, Daniel James. I have some experience in 2012 due to hands-on labs I've had. I was wondering, is 2016 similar? 2016 is definitely extremely similar. Server 2012 is much like Windows 8 in comparison, if you would think about like the GUI of it. And Server 2016 is much like Windows 10 in regards to the GUI, but it all looks pretty much identical. So there's not much of a difference there. I mean, there's definitely new features and stuff like that that are relative to Windows 10 in comparison if you use Windows 10. But yeah, it's updated, looks nicer, runs a little bit nicer, so that's good. Daniel, I was right now I'm trying to upload the newest video to the Server 2016 series, and I was just talking a little bit about it, so that's why I have Active Directory open on my server here, run on VirtualBox. And I've had a heck of a time tonight because I lost train of thought and doing too many things at once. So my explanation of this has been absolutely horrid. So I kind of stopped doing that. Right now I'm trying to get this video pumped out so you guys can watch it and all that fun stuff. Yeah, it's not my night tonight to talk. I've been doing absolutely terrible at talking. So I'm about to publish this video right now. And that's it. All right, the video that I just uploaded right now is viewable, and that will give you really an idea of how we set up Active Directory, how we promoted our server to a domain controller. Like I said, in the next coming video, we'll talk about how we are going to structure our OU. I'm going to delete this because we'll talk about it more. I don't have sufficient privileges. Oh man, I'm going to have to go back and we're going to have to discuss this. Yeah, I want to delete. Oh, well, we can delete it. No big deal. Oh, I'm going to have to go back and fix that later. No big deal. I'm looking at getting service IT Pro. I don't know what itpro.tv is, to be honest with you. We do PowerShell tutorials after Windows Server 2016. I'm going to read a book on it. And I have PowerShell I'm going to add to my future playlists. None of my upcoming videos will be talking about PowerShell. That will definitely be planned out at some point, but that is not on the agenda right now. Basically, what I'm going to try to do is blow through the basics of server stuff, and then we'll kind of get into PowerShell. Because we're basically going to use some of the PowerShell. We're going to learn some of what we use from PowerShell with the server stuff that we'll be setting up. So that'll come later, you know, because right now we're talking about Active Directory. I know one of the things that I had planned out for PowerShell is using PowerShell to mass create users in Active Directory. So that's kind of a cool thing that PowerShell does. Talk about making custom user accounts with PowerShell, which falls again into place with the Active Directory stuff with the server. Yeah, there's lots of stuff that we'll go over. I mean, honestly, like since I've been doing this YouTube channel, and then I've kind of went to the direction of answering IT career questions and stuff like that. You guys ask so many questions, and so many people want to learn different things, and there's only so much that I can do that won't let me get burnt out, and then won't like overload you guys with information. If I didn't work a full-time job, I could probably pump out multiple videos a day on server and PowerShell and Linux and God knows what else. But I unfortunately don't have that luxury. But I would definitely love to. Um, yeah, I could look into it, Daniel. Right now I don't. I wish I had time to research a lot of the stuff that I need to, but I don't. I learned a lot of stuff hands-on right now and through YouTube. I've talked about these two people that I'm gonna actually three people I'll mention right now. If you guys really want to learn PowerShell, you guys want to learn PowerShell right now, go over to PC Addicts. I've done videos with him. You guys can look through my videos. He's on my featured thing. Like if you go to my main page, he should be on the right hand side. Chris Davis with PC Addicts. He is awesome. He does a lot of PowerShell stuff. I work with him in real life at my job, and he's really good with PowerShell. I know he has quite a few videos on PowerShell out there. You can definitely learn a lot from him on PowerShell and server and God knows what else. He has like 400 something videos, so he has lots of great material over there. If you don't want to check out Chris Davis with PC Addicts, you can go check out Professor Messer. Professor Messer is just a big teacher. He talks a lot about like the CompTIA stuff, Network Plus, Server Plus, A Plus, all that type of stuff. I'm not sure if he has PowerShell stuff. He might, but he has a lot of really good tutorial videos. He's basically where I learned a lot of things from. I would go to his YouTube channel and sit down for an hour or two and learn whatever it was at the time. That was a couple of years ago. There's also Eli, the computer guy. Eli, the computer guy. You can look him up on YouTube. He has a lot of great stuff. He does a lot of talking in most of his videos, but I know you can check out his playlists where he does a lot of tutorials. He's a really smart guy. Really smart guy. I watch a lot of his videos too. So those are the three people that I would recommend checking out if you're really dying to learn more things. Because like I said, I don't have all the time in the world to make all the videos for you guys that I would like to. But yeah, PC Addicts, Eli the computer guy, Professor Messer, those are some really smart guys, and you can learn a lot from them. Yeah, Linux I'm going to get to at some point after the server stuff, after the Windows server stuff. So that's down the road. I kind of jumped the gun when I first started talking about doing all these videos because I kind of wanted to do basics of all that stuff, and I thought that I could probably knock it out fairly quickly. But really, to get in the detail that that I would like to teach you guys, it's going to take a lot longer than I thought. I don't want to just kind of nitpick each and everything, and I don't know. I don't want to not give enough information about everything. If I'm going to do a tutorial video, I'm going to try to do it the best that I possibly can and the best that you guys can possibly understand it. So if it's going to take me a long time, it's going to take me a long time. But once we knock out like one of the series, whoever wants to learn about that stuff, they'll basically be able to go to a playlist on my YouTube channel and watch it from start to finish. So yeah, everything that you guys are asking about is definitely coming up at some point. I just don't know when because I'm really focused on the server stuff right now, and then of course doing all the videos, answering questions for people, and talking about getting in IT and resume tips, interview tips, stuff like that. So, yeah, I'll plan the advanced lessons in the future, but again, that's going to take some time, and my channel's mainly trying to focus on helping people get into IT. So the tutorial stuff is some of the stuff that you guys ask for all the time. So I'm just trying to make you guys happy. I would assume most people come here just to learn about getting into IT in general, and they don't really think of, oh, you can watch more videos on my channel to get tutorials and things like that. So we'll kind of get that way as things progress. But yeah, we'll do the basics first. And then we'll see what happens after that. It's gonna be a long process, but I like doing it. I just don't have all the time. If I didn't have to work full time, like I said, I'd probably knock out a few videos a day on this stuff. So I think that's all I got for tonight. I just uploaded the video for the Windows Server 2016 Active Directory and domain controller setup. So you guys can go check that out right now. Get your VirtualBox ready, load that thing up, and that's all I got. I think I'm pretty sure. Yep, that's all I got. So have a good night.